This collective is acting as a light in the dark for their relationship. I heard the word spearheading when I started this reading, so there's something about like you making drastic change or like leading the way for a romantic relationship in your life to come out on the other side intact, you know, or like in a better place. Show you the cards because I feel like this is really solid. Like the underworld, the queen, the lover, the flame, and then the sword at the bottom of the deck, really cutting things out, really taking away and filtering parts of the relationship that are not necessary and maybe ultimately detrimental. We have the Queen of Pentacles that flew out of the deck. I want to get the other person's energy and maybe an idea of like, I don't know, maybe like advice or just like what the problem is. Let's get the other person's energy. How are they acting? Are they reciprocal? Eight of Swords. Maybe I'm hearing that they might have done something wrong. They might have, they might have messed up. Maybe they're really in their head about that. Eight of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Wands, Five of Swords, Six of Pentacles, a lot of swords. I'm kind of seeing this as really not showing up with, I'm hearing something about dignity and being dignified in just the context of the relationship. They might not have been doing enough. And there's a level, I'm hearing like hypocrisy and being hypocritical. And Nine of Wands. And maybe I posted something recently, or like I was talking about something recently where like somebody was not showing up. This might have been on stream. Somebody has not been showing up in like very purposefully holding back in a relationship. And that seems to be getting called out here, and not just by you, but they seem to be moving into a place where they're taking accountability for the ways in which they have shorted you, shortchanged. You know, maybe they've been kind of not super great when it comes to money. Yeah, the Sun, the Three of Pentacles. This could be about money. You know, this could be about how they feel at work or in like collaborative parts of their lives. It feels like work, and there's a shift there. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, dude. There's something here. There is a financial element to this, or at the very least, some kind of like material exchange. If your partner has not been showing up financially, or even just something as simple as like not doing the dishes or not sharing chores or just not speaking your love language, right? Stuff like that. Three of Cups. I think they also had friends in their ear, kind of guiding them or leading them astray. Three of Wands and the World, and they are moving. That is very direct. They are moving beyond that. The thing, the influence that was so loud for them, that is, I'm hearing departure. They are departing from it. They are holding themselves accountable to it. And it is creating more space in the relationship for them to show up with integrity and prioritize you. I'm hearing prioritize you. So you are already a priority, but you are being lifted up. Queen of Cups, you are being lifted up in a way that feels good and that you deserve. Queen of Cups, the Moon, and the Two of Pentacles. I think you've been very patient. I think that you have Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You have not shown this person how this truly makes you feel because of this carrying energy. It's kind of making these the archetype cards look a little different here, or at least speak in a different way. There's something about like your willingness to just kind of let your emotions run in the background because you understand some kind of duty or desire to carry the connection. You know, maybe you've been carrying the relationship, right? The Page of Cups, you've kind of been acting not aloof. That was the first word that came to mind, not aloof. But the Star reversed, Six of Swords, you have been behaving in a way that is incredibly optimistic, even though the life that you have been leading alongside this person has not at all looked like the life that you wanted for yourself. There, you know, you made an agreement to some kind of partnership, right? Some kind of, you know, maybe you live together, whatever. And Nine of Cups, you've been making the best of it. And so this shift, this pivot, this change, this dramatic change of behavior in the other person is kind of entirely in your favor. That's the point. The point is to make sure that you get what it is that you deserve. And desire is a big word that's coming through here. Like desire, I'm actually seeing, I'm seeing a lot come up around that. It's showing up in red and like flashing. Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Empress. Defensiveness, sloppy communication. How is that playing out here? So splitting to the Seven of Pentacles, maybe this was like historically, you know, over time there has been, so an abundance of defensiveness that this person, I guess, is like addressing. Tell me more about this energy. Or shifting, maybe that's the shift. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. Three of Pentacles. It's making the best of it. Or it could be speaking to the shift that's taking place. But I don't... King of Swords. Yeah, so, Seven of Pentacles. I think you've been walking with that defensiveness for a long time, and you've been accommodating it, and you've been addressing it, and maybe trying to get this person to heal it, creating a sense of, or at least like fostering a sense of confidence and trust in you, right? There's something coming through about that way of communicating being a coping mechanism because of, you know, pre-existing trust issues. This could also exist in the collective that I'm speaking to, like, and then they're projecting that, right? It could be both, it could be either. But, you know, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, King of Swords. So that is a part of the pivot. And I think that is a very important part of the pivot, and maybe like a pillar, right? Four of Wands reversed, Three of Pentacles, really working together to create harmony. This also might have to do, because Ten of Pentacles, this might have to do with whoever was in this person's ear, right? So that Three of Cups, this Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it could be friends and or family that has been, you know, influencing or whispering something about you or just the relationship altogether. Maybe some like bickering, gossip that has been negatively impacting you. And so maybe there's something here about like a truth being revealed or somebody's true characters being shown. Eight of Pentacles, the consistency that you have displayed is paying off. Like that's all over this reading. Two of Wands, the Lovers. I mean, I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, let's get married. You know what I mean? Let's redefine King of Pentacles. Let's redefine what exactly this relationship is. And I'm also hearing, let's prove them wrong. Let's prove them wrong. It's like the odds were stacked up against you, and you are surmounting whatever kind of troubles you have been facing at the hands of other people, as well as the coping mechanisms that were developed on either side because of other people's treatment, historic treatment of, you know, both or either of you. Six of Pentacles, Five of Cups. This person, yeah, this is a Big change, big change. Congratulations.